Okay guys, beautiful day here on the southeast coast of Vancouver Island. Probably about 24 degrees Celsius, which would be, high 70s Fahrenheit. One of the last few nice days of the summer. It's time to cut down the sunflowers, and I thought I'd combine that with a Blade Friday review. I've got a whole bunch of stuff laid out here you probably can't see because it's in the shade. However, I'll give you a closer look and then we'll cut down some sunflowers. You've seen before, and some of them are new, and there's some pretty cool stuff to look at, so we'll get right into it. I got two different shovels to test out. One is a garden store, just plain Jane shovel, but it's not folding or anything. The other special for Scotsmen is the Glock folding shovel, which has the root saw in the handle. I won't bother showing you that. Anyway, this has been sharpened up. We'll see how that does. I wanted to show you these as part of the Blade Friday, just for kind of hiking info. These are just garden variety pruners, but I carry them when I'm hiking in my right hand, and I carry my bow in the left hand, and then I can just trim off stuff that's hanging in the path, because the paths here get overgrown pretty quickly. Anybody from the Pacific Northwest would know that. So these are for hiking. I won't bother testing them or anything. And then I've got the Gerber folding saw that's part of my survival kit. I keep in the vehicle just in case there's branches or something I need to cut out of the way when I'm at the range or something. Always good to have a saw. I have an axe as well, but... And then this one, a little bit of a shout out to Firearms Addict. I told him I had the bigger version of one of his knives that he showed recently on Blade Friday, and his was maybe 2/3 the size, and it had a little bit more of a kind of a Damascus kind of look to it. Not exactly the same as this, but kind of an Asian style, so I thought I'd show you this. I might have showed you this before, but this is a CRKT Hisatsu. Now it's missing the belt clip, but that's okay, I don't need that. When I contacted them about getting a free replacement belt clip, they said no, they don't have any, and they offered to give me a discount on a new knife. I don't think they make the nickel version anymore. This has about a 7-inch blade. I think it's a 5-inch handle, kind of a rubberized, nice and thick. It's a really deadly weapon, there's no doubt about it. This is definitely not a hunting knife. Anyway, we'll try that out too, just for fun. Now this one I think I've showed you before. I've just got it mounted on a really old military Sam Brown. But that's a good belt for a machete for when you're working around camp. Now they still make these, but they don't come with this heavy-duty leather sheath anymore. This is the Ontario Knives Spec Plus machete, and I know I've showed you this before, but we're going to hack down one of these sunflowers with it. And I have this one set up with a cold steel knockoff of a Russell belt knife and a plain Jane file. So we'll try that. A couple more and then we'll cut them down. This says US Stamaco 1986. I never really saw sheaths like this, until the last couple decades, I guess. This is a, I thought it was Ontario Knives, but it's not marked. Other than US 1943 SWT, it's an 18-inch blade, 5-inch handle, pretty standard issue Canadian Army machete. Not really that useful in Canada normally though. This sheath has a sharpener built into it, which probably works. I've covered the handle with tire tube to make it a little better non-slip, and we'll give that a try. Okay, and then we have 3 swords, which I know you haven't seen before. This is a Paul Chen Practical Pro, I think, Wakizashi, and I think it has about a 21-inch blade. Try and give you a look here. I have no idea what's filming, what's going to show up. It's actually a pretty nice Wakizashi. It doesn't really have much of a practical use, but it's sure nice to refer to something like this and kind of, you know, maybe learn a bit about history and stuff like that. There's really fascinating history with this type of stuff. So, that's the Wakizashi. And then this is the full-size katana. I hope you can see this. It has about a 28+ inch blade, 12-inch handle. You can see a bit of the Heyman line on it too. I'm not sure if that's a fake line that they put on them or... Very traditional, real fun to own, you know, dangerous to play with. I don't play with them that often. We're going to try it today though. Kind of a leather and ray skin wrapped handle, bamboo sheath. It's a really, you know, nice. I think the Wakizashi and the katana, years ago they came in, they were pretty expensive, guys. They were closer to 1,000 than they were 500. Okay, and then one final katana that I really know very little about. This one's a little more ornate. It's about the same size as the previous katana, but it has an 11-inch handle wrapped in silk and ray skin, or copy, or faux ray skin, I guess. And it doesn't fit the sheath perfectly. If you stick it in, it's very difficult to pull out of the sheath, so it needs a little bit of sanding to loosen it up a bit. However, this one has the bowhai, blood groove, lightning groove, you know, whatever you want to call it. But even though it's a smaller, minutely smaller than the other katana, it feels heavier. I've tested all of well, both katanas and the wok. They're not none of them are magnetic. None of them are marked stainless steel. This one, I really have no idea if it's a $25 wall hanger or if it's a, you know, a $2,000 sword. I'm really not interested in taking it apart to find out either. I mean, I could, but I just don't want to do it. Anyway, we'll try that out too. I hope this video isn't too long, guys. Sorry if it is. Okay, let me pause the video a little bit. I gotta do some trimming on these things first, and then we'll cut some down. Okay guys, let's cut some of these things down. Let's test these. Some of them are gonna be obvious. They'll all work actually, but let's check out the Hisatsu. Hope you can see this. Looks pretty good. The Gerber saw, of course. This is soft stuff, so I mean, no problem. This is probably better on harder medium or harder wood, drier wood. Okay. The Spec Plus Ontario knife machete. That's actually pretty handy because it's heavy. Anything you could probably do with a hatchet, you could do with this thing, but that's good to try out. Okay. Okay, the Ontario knives, or what I think is Ontario knives, 18-inch machete. Pretty thin, flexible blade, no sawback. They do offer with sawback. Anyway, nice and good reach. Okay, we'll try and take the head off this one. Like butter. Perfect for cutting back the blackberries. One of the bad guys in England. Oh, have you seen what's happening in England? They can't even carry a locking pocket knife. I think they're limited to like 3-inch blades, non-locking, and they can't have any knives with zombie theme to them. It's crazy. Okay, good old-fashioned garden shovel that was sharpened originally at one time. No problem. The block shovel, which is actually a little bit lighter, feels more like a one-handed kind of thing. It was sharpened at one time. It's kind of dull now. Not really an issue. Sure wouldn't want to get hit with one of them. Just about done. Check out the Chen Practical Pro Katana. We're not going to do any fancy drawing or crap like that, guys. I don't want to hurt myself. Really no issues. That thing cuts really nicely. Okay, the full-size katana. We're going to come down right there. Take that head off. You know, the whack feels better because it's smaller. Man, you can sure tell the difference when you got the full-size one. Okay. This is the more ornamental katana with the lightning groove. We'll give it a try. Works good. I think we tested them all. It's kind of a fun Blade Friday. I know it's an excuse to, you know, sometimes the stars align. It's a beautiful day in the fall, I guess, end of summer, fall. I've been watching sword videos. It's Friday, and some of these you haven't seen before. So have a great day, everybody.